Hello, this is Sneemaster's not so brief review of flying and shops, and shopping for that matter. Here we are in a space station, and you can see we have our different custom armor on. And we are in the habitation modules, and we're heading down the elevator to the main station floor. There's quite a few floors in the habitation area. There's a little bug where sometimes it makes you jump when the elevators go down. Here's a few NPCs.
Hi, thanks for coming in.
Some of them are more active than others. You can see all the little shopping items that we can eventually in the future probably buy, like toothpaste, toothbrushes, shaving cream. All that fun stuff. There's the plans and such. There's some elevators over there. Easy habs is what these stations are. At least the habitation part. Sometimes it's nice to just take a view, look around the stations as you wander around. There's sometimes some good spots for viewing out. Have a few vending machines, and of course the typical bug of AI standing on the chairs. That'll eventually get fixed, but sometimes AI will just randomly stand on the stairs, on the chairs and everything like that. Yes, fancy pizza place. You can actually buy pizza for food or drinks. Right now I'm just trying to buy a drink and see if I can store it. But if you notice, the stove feature is not showing up. Of course, I was wondering why, so I placed it there while I took a look at my inventory. And apparently I have some rocks in my backpack and leg storage, so I'm going to have to sell that so I have more space. So I'm going to go down to the commodity selling location. To do that, we have to go down to where all the shops are, which is a different floor. I'm going to take the other elevator, go to the Galleria. There's tons of shops there. Some of them are pretty fancy and some of them are pretty plain. There's a cassava shop over there to the right with clothing, and you can actually buy all the clothing there, all the shirts, jackets, shoes, so you don't have to wear a spacesuit all the time.
Hi, welcome to the store.
And there's some water bottles too. Over here to the left we have an armor shop and sometimes weapons. So you can buy individual pieces of armor, leg, chest, helmet, arms. You can either buy them from the mannequins or you can go to the computer screen and buy them from here. It gives a little more detail. You can see what they look like, what their prices are. On the right side you can see some of the features. For example, there are temperature ranges that we can stand, whether they're light, medium, or heavy armor, what type of grade they are. if you notice, different types of torso armor, thick, thin armor, all sorts of stuff, even multicolored ones to make you look all stylish. There's a bar here. When there's no bugs going on, normally you can talk to the bartenders and ask them to get you a drink or something, but right now they're all sort of occupied. All the NPCs are getting stuff. And there's a little matrix effect. Some of the AI is sort of repeating their walk back and forth. You can also sort of get pushed around by these guys. Boy. Unfortunately, you can't move the pool balls yet, but maybe in the future. And the arcades, I hope we can play them in the future. Especially Hyper Vanguard Force, that one's my favorite. Anyway, going back to what we're supposed to be doing is selling the stuff in our backpack. So we're going to the little trade location, the admin office. There's the computer where you can pay any fines, like if you've landed badly or something. You can sometimes drop off cargo with this guy. And those are the trading and shipping consoles, so you can sell or buy stuff from those computers. And I almost forgot what I was trying to do and sell the stuff from my backpack. So if you notice, you can select, choose your backpack inventory, and say, hey, let's sell that stuff. It's not worth very much, but might as well sell it. I picked it up as some spare rocks off an asteroid and forgot they were in my backpack this whole time. There we go. Woohoo. Okay, so now we can go to the rest of the shopping areas and we can look at some of the food and some of the other areas. And if you notice, our inventory is empty now, so we have space to put stuff. More vending machines. Some of them make noises, some of them don't. Eventually we'll be able to use them as well. I like all the random NPCs walking around or doing things. Oh yeah, look at the big shopping area with all the holograms and everything. It's pretty cool. And this is a 2-floor shopping area, so all the shops down there we can go to. And the hot dog vending location. Nice and greasy looking. But you can actually eat those. If you go underneath there, see, you can actually pick them up, eat them. I have my helmet on, so I'm not going to do that, but... And there's some drinks. This time we're going to store it. Can of pips. There's the stow button. There's a slight delay, so I'm looking in my backpack to see if they showed up, and they don't show up yet, but they will after a few more seconds. You can tell on the bottom left, there's the food and liquid levels, how hungry or thirsty we are. There's the burrito bar. You can actually buy burritos here and drinks. Here we're buying some water, Vesta water. I'm going to store this one after we buy it. And here I pop up the inventory, and if you notice, the can is there now that we bought just a few seconds ago. The water is not showing, but it'll show up later. But this is like a giant food court, pretty much, so just like any old big old mall. Alright, so now that we've done all that, we're going to head back to our ship. We're going to select a ship and we're going to head on out. And there's the Easy Hab location again that you recognize. And now we're going to go to the ship summoning computers. The vehicle retrieval console, which sometimes bugs out. We're going to get the very classic Freelancer mid-range trading ship, which we already have stored here conveniently. After I scroll back up, of course. At the Green Glade Station, which is where we're at. And we're at pad 1. So we're going to call the ship elevator and go to pad 1. You can see our ship slowly approaching as we get closer in this very long elevator. These elevators actually oftentimes go sideways, backwards, forwards. Okay, so if you notice there's a little air screen there that keeps the air in, verifying that we have our helmet on, and there we go. We're out in outer space. We're on a landing platform, and that is the Freelancer, the standard Freelancer. Nothing too fancy about it. But it's a pretty decent sized ship. It can hold a lot of cargo. It's got a rear ramp, and then it's got another door on the front left side. Up above us right here, there's actually a little turret for defense that somebody can get into. There's cargo plating here on the floor to keep your cargo in place. Sometimes the doors take a few seconds to recognize that you're in front of it. There's a little smaller cargo plating here for smaller cargo. Here we have a bathroom sink shower combo. Toilet's supposed to pop out, but it's not doing that right now, so. There's the shower head up at top and the first aid. This is an engineering computer. There's 4 bunk beds. And there's 4 seats in the cockpit, so everyone can actually be doing different things. One person scanning, one person using missiles, another managing shields and power. And of course the pilot seat in the front left.
Hello, how can this help you today? Systems on.
If you notice, it's got a few MFD screens, one on the left, one on the right, and then everything else is holographic.
Launch sequence complete.
We take off. There's our landing gear going up. Ship has 2 wings, 2 turreted guns, and then the rear turret. And it does have a few missiles underneath. You can see the engines and thrusters moving. You can barely see it, but there's the missiles, 4 larger missiles and 4 smaller ones, just in case you run into any entanglements. There's also an upper docking bay port that somebody could get in if they need to, and this left side door that you can get in and out as needed, especially when the cargo bay is full. So now from here, if you notice the visibility, there's limited visibility. You can't see down below you very well, and up above just a little. Now from here, we're going to be getting ready to do our quantum jump, so we're going to set our nav point. We're going to go to the planet of Hurston. And I'll show you what a quantum travel jump is like. We're doing a short jump. We use our Mobi glass to assign it right now, but in the future we'll be able to use the chip computers for that. Now there's a slight bug here where sometimes when you first set up a quantum jump, it doesn't always jump the first time. So you have to like tilt left 180 degrees or 90 degrees and then aim back at the target, and then it should work. Just make sure you're aiming right at the target. If you notice, we're charging up our engines. And here we go. That's what it looks from the outside. It's pretty cool. I definitely like the effects. Sort of an aerodynamic effect. As we're going, I think, 0.2 light speed? I'm not quite sure. I'll have to verify. But we are going pretty fast. You can actually get out of your seat and walk around while quantum travel is going, but we don't have enough time here. So now we're going to go find Lorville, which is the main city on Hurston. Now to tell, if you notice, these are all hexagonal shapes. Those are regular landing points. But a pentagon shape is for the main city. And there we go, Lorville. And the squares are for space stations. The large squares. The little squares are for navigation points around planets. So we're doing a pinpoint quantum travel. So it's just a very short one, just to get us to the right side of the planet. It saves a lot of flying time like this. Just remember, there is some cargo that doesn't like quantum travel, so watch out for that. And we're entering the atmosphere, right above Lorville. Aligning ourselves properly. Now, you can see that large building on the left. That building is actually 4 kilometers high. It's a huge building, and we will be entering it eventually. But first we have to find the landing pads, the platforms. So it'll take us a little while as we get close. Wings definitely help in this game when you're entering atmosphere. Makes you easier to fly. Now you heard that beep beep song. That means that we detected some targets. But since it's a light blue, that means it's a neutral or friendly target. The Freelancer is not the fastest ship, but it's very efficient, and it holds quite a bit of cargo. I love the fine detail on the suits and everything. This game is fun to fly, just to fly, even if you didn't do anything else. Now those other little buildings down there are full-size buildings, but the large building on the left is so large that it just dwarfs them. We'll see those as you get close. There's that one ship we detected flying up above us. We heard another noise as there's another radar contact. Now I'm waiting until we get close enough so we can call the service to coming to landing. There we go. Lorville Landing Services. So we're sending a communication. In the future we'll get video.
Please proceed to assigned landing bay.
But right now it's just audio with the landing services. Now if you notice that target over there, that's where we need to land. But you need to make sure you come in high enough above where these little buoys are floating. Now that noise means that there's a not so friendly person down there, or somebody that's broken to crimes. So we always have to be careful of that, especially if you're as a cargo pilot.
Docking procedure started.
Now, right now, it's thinking we're trying to dock with that other little ship, but we're not doing that. We're just landing at a landing pad, so we can ignore that. We're going straight for that door that opened up there. If you notice, there's like a green square in a hologram. That's where we're going. Sometimes landing is a little hard, especially with this ship, because you can't always see below you. Other ships have better visibility. So, third-person view is easier to do it. You can hear the wind out there. First, it's a pretty windy place. There we go. Touchdown.
Landing complete. Pleasant stay.
The doors are closing up above us, and we turned off the engines and systems, and we are going to go out the side door. This is an airlock door, so it's got an inner door and then an outer door, just to make sure that you don't lose all your air anytime you need. Nice little ship. Thank you for the ride. So now we're going to enter the main spaceport, and we're going to stow our ship. So first we're going to take this small elevator. This game has tons of elevators. Going to the main Tiza spaceport. That's the name of this particular spaceport on Lorville. Alright, more of our friendly AI standing on chairs. Eventually they'll fix that bug. There's other locations, elevators. Here's a rental kiosk that you can use if you wanted to rent ships. They're cheaper to rent, you know, some of them at least. You can rent them by day. And we're going to go to a ship kiosk and we're going to store our ships so that they don't give us problems or fine us. So let's go down to our MISC Freelancer and store it. There we go. Alright. So now we're going to go take a look at some of the other ships around here. This is M50, which is a racing ship. It's really fast. It's two little weapons and small shields, but the engines are crazy, and it's really maneuverable. Now there's a big old ship shop all around here. The New Deal is the name of the shop. There's physical ships, you can go take a look, or you can buy it from the kiosk. There's another M50 by Origin. Here's a Prospector one-person mining ship. I have one of those. Very, very convenient. And another Aurora. This is the LX, which is the luxury edition. It's got like leather seats and stuff. This is the Origin 85X, which is a runabout, but it can also be used for racing or exploring. Here we're going to check out some of the other ships that are here for people to look at. So we're still inside that large building. Now this is the Mustang Beta, which actually has beds, bathroom, and all that stuff in the back of it. Sort of like a camper ship. This is the Constellation Phoenix. It's a luxury transport, carrying people and little cargo. That's a little elevator that leads to airlock, and then there's another cargo elevator down there, but it won't open at the moment. And this is a Hammerhead, which is a small Corvette type ship with tons of turrets on it for taking out fighters and smaller ships. That thing is expensive. 12 million, I believe. It'll take days just to explore all those ships, so I'll make videos on that when I get time. You can see the size of this building, the scale. We're not even on the bottom floor either. We're a bit higher up. You can see all those big voids down there. And here's the ship purchasing kiosk here. So you can see examples of some of the ships and their prices. If you notice, I don't have a whole lot of money in the game to buy ships, so I'll have to do a lot of grinding, I guess. I can buy a few small things. But right now I'm just showing you guys what's available. It's 890 jump. You can check the price on this one, 32 million credits. It's a luxury yacht. A few of the Misk Reliant variants, which are pretty cool. This is a little mining rover, Grey Cat Rock. I might buy that in the future, in-game. Here's a few little small personal transport. Drake Buccaneer Fighter, it's a very good ship. And the Drake Cutlass variants, Cutlass Black, Blue, and Red. Not super cheap, but they're really handy. So that's about it. That's a video. I'll make a few more when I get some time. Hope you enjoyed it.